Though I was going to try and review more Hellraiser flicks this year, but unfortunately I got sidetracked and wanted to do some other frightening flicks and what have you for this year's Spooktacular October. I thought I'd just go on ahead and ease up and go to number three for this here franchise. And they're about to take over a big C, the Cenobites are. So here it is. This is my review of Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1992 supernatural horror flick Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth, released by Miramax and directed by Anthony Hickox. This is the third installment of the Hellraiser franchise and stars Terry Farrell, Paula Marshall, Kevin Bernhardt, and Doug Bradley. Ashley Lawrence, who starred in the first two films, reprises her role as Kirsty Kine in a cameo appearance. The film was released on September 11th, 1992, after it made its premiere in Milan a few months before in May. The film takes place after the events of the second one, which the demon Pinhead is imprisoned in a statue and he resurrects himself by absorbing the life force of unlucky humans. After converting several power-hungry youths into new Cenobites, Pinhead goes on a rampage, opposed by a reporter and the spiritual manifestation of his good half. Clive Barker, the series creator, reprised his role as executive producer as well, though he was largely uninvolved until post-production. It was the first Hellraiser film to be filmed outside the UK and the first to be released by Miramax under their new Dimension Films banner. And the film's reception was better than the previous film. So if you haven't seen my reviews of the first two films, you can click on the the Hellraiser playlist in the upper in this corner right there and catch what you might have missed or see them again if you'd like. Okay, let's get started. The revelation of his own former humanity causes Pinhead, a demon called a Cenobite, to be split into two entities. His former self, World War I British Army Captain Elliot Spencer, and a manifestation of Spencer's id, or it could be I. No, it could be ID. Let me. Well, it's id. Okay, sorry. I was just sharing my source. Where was I? Oh, yes. Which takes on the form of Pinhead. While Spencer ends up in limbo, Pinhead is trapped along with the puzzle box among the written figures and distorted faces etched into the surface of an intricately carved pillar, the Pillar of Souls. J.P. Monroe, the womanizing owner of a popular New York nightclub called the Boiler Room, buys the pillar. An ambitious young television reporter, Joanne Joy Summerskill, sees hooked chains embedded in a teenage club-goer in a hospital emergency room. They come to life and tear the club-goer to pieces. A young homeless woman, Terry, who came in with the club-goer, explains that the chain sprang from the puzzle box, which she pried from the pillar. Terry gives the puzzle box a Joy. While investigating the box's background with the help of her cameraman, Doc, Joy invites Terry to stay with her. Joy uncovers a VO tape from one of Pinhead's former victims, Kirsty Kine, that explains the puzzle box is the only means of returning Pinhead to hell. Pinhead remains dormant until Monroe has rough sex with a club-goer, Sandy. Afterward, hooked chains drag Sandy into the pillar, and Pinhead absorbs her body. Pinhead points out that they have both used Sandy for their own purposes. Although initially horrified, Monroe agrees to bring Pinhead more club members so he can feed on them and be freed. In return, Pinhead promises Monroe power and unnatural delights. Joy has recurring nightmares about how she presumes her father died in Vietnam. During one such dream, Spencer contacts Joy. He explains that his experiences in World War One caused him to lose faith in humanity, and he sought out the forbidden pleasures promised by the puzzle box. Spencer tells her that, well, his humanity to act as a balancing influence, Pinhead is completely evil and will indiscriminately wreak havoc on Earth for his own pleasure, in violation of the Cenobites' laws. To defeat him, Joy must reunite Spencer's spirit with Pinhead and use the puzzle box to return to Hell. A misunderstanding leads Terry to believe that Joy has abandoned her, and she returns to the arms of her ex-boyfriend Monroe. Monroe attempts to feed her to Pinhead, but she overpowers him. But before she can flee, Pinhead talks her into feeding Monroe to him, promising to turn her into a demon in return. Now, now free, Pinhead massacres the club's patrons. Hearing the news reports, Joy goes to the club to investigate. Pinhead orders Joy to give him the box, but she escapes him. Pinhead resurrects several of his victims as demonic Cenobites, including Terry, Monroe, the barman, the DJ, and Doc, who also left to investigate the club. Joy flees through the quiet streets, pursued by the new Cenobites. The Cenobites kill local police as Joy enters a church and begs the priest to help her. Lacking in faith that demons could exist, the priest is appalled by the appearance of Pinhead. Pinhead defiles the church and almost kills the priest until Joy regains his attention to the puzzle box she holds and gets him to chase her. Now for the ending, you know the procedure, 5 cents to sub this video, go to the description box below, fast forward to the time below as I'm now counting down. If you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The Cenobites trap Joy on a construction site and prepare to torture her. She solves the puzzle box and they are sent to hell, and the box transports Joy into limbo, where she comes face to face with an apparition who appears to be her dead father. The apparition tells Joy to give him the puzzle box, only to be revealed as Pinhead in disguise. Pinhead ensnares her in machinery and prepares to transform her into a Cenobite. Spencer's limbo-bound spirit confronts Pinhead and forcibly fuses himself into Pinhead. Joy breaks free and uses the puzzle box, which has transformed to a dagger, to stab Pinhead through the heart, sending him back to hell. With Pinhead's humanity restored, the box returns Joy to Earth. She buries it in a pool of concrete at the construction site. Later, the finished product of the same site is revealed, a building whose interior design is identical to the box. End of story. So, what did I think of Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth? Well, I am going to say it was pretty good. As much as I liked the first film, the second film wasn't too bad either, but this one was really brutal in some parts. It has some pretty good kills, actually, and that's no lie. Now, I liked this, the big C saying, and I liked the new Cenobites. One that can that shoots CDs and what have you. That was pretty killer. And yeah, one that's acts like a flamethrower. Yeah, cool. Well, by that I mean breathe fire. You get what I'm saying. On release, reviews for the film were overall more positive than Hellbound, the previous film. Anyway, I'm just gonna say this was just wow, a good sequel. Variety review for this echoed this, called it highly commercial, and Empire said it's a good horror sequel that succeeds in its simple goal to appeal to mainstream American teenagers. Time Out London called it adult horror to die for. The Austin Chronicle instead called the film about as traumatic as a declawed service. But anyway, yeah. The film currently sits at 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. Well, last I checked, but they're saying 38. But well, who am I kidding? I'm just telling you what I see on my source. Thank you very much. Let's see. And Metacritic has a score of 50. The Washington Post described the plot and themes are, well, as faithful to the previous films. Pinhead, he said, is more ambitious and more dangerous than ever, and there is never a dull moment, says Richard Harrington for the Washington Post. Yeah, I'm just gonna say this film was just so intense and what have you. It had lots of good kills and what have you, and I've said already, I liked some of the new Cenobites and what have you. Now, the film also has a pretty good soundtrack, a score done by Randy Miller, which I think was pretty good because he was brought in to compose a more traditional orchestral score within 3 weeks of the film. But anyway, this also had a heavy metal rock soundtrack, which included Motorhead's take on the song Hellraiser, which of course was done by Ozzy Osbourne. Which of course, their late great frontman Lemmy Kilmister did actually a cover of that with Ozzy himself, as a matter of fact. Clive Barker actually directed the music video for Motorhead's cover of this, as a matter of fact, which featured Lemmy and Pinhead playing a game of cards and varied clips of the film. It also had some others and what have you. Armored Saint, who contributed to the song Hanging Judge, make a brief special appearance in the film, which I thought that was pretty awesome as well. Now, the Hellraiser cover song was actually released just a year after, yeah, just a year after Ozzy had already covered it for his No More Tears album the previous year. So that was pretty cool as well. The film did pretty well, making 12 million here in the U.S. Anyway, and then there would be more Hellraiser to come 4 years later with Hellraiser Bloodline, which would unfortunately be the last film in the franchise to be theatrically released. Now, for our cast, we have Terry Farrell as Joy. I thought she was really good. Doug Bradley once again reprises his role as Pinhead, and also he appears as Captain Elliot Spencer. I gotta give him credit for that. Paula Marshall played Terry and the Dreamer Cenobite, who was pretty good. Let's see, Kevin Bernhardt played J.P. Monroe, aka the Piston Head Cenobite. Yeah, that was a pretty good one. Ken Carpenter played Doc, aka the Camera Head Cenobite. Yeah, wait till you see what that one does. And Peter Atkins plays the barman, aka who would be the Barbie Cenobite. We would, as other Cenobites, we have Brent Bolthouse as the DJ Cenobite and Robert Hammond as the Chatterer Cenobite. So anyway, yes. Now, of course, as I mentioned, Kirsty Cotton, the character played by Ashley Lawrence in the first two films, has a cameo appearance via an in-universe videotape. So overall, I thought Hellraiser 3: Hell on Earth was a pretty good sequel. I thought it was bloody awesome. I liked the old and new Cenobites. I think the kills were pretty awesome, especially what happened in the club. That was pretty darn awesome. Definitely. But anyway, that's about it. So I think the cast was pretty good too, and I thought the score and soundtrack was awesome as well. So with everything said, Hellraiser 3: Hell on Earth, it's a pretty good sequel. Would I recommend it? I'd say hell yeah, go for it. If you are a hardcore completionist though, maybe a one-time watch, but I'd still say hell yeah to go for it. Now, as I said earlier, I was going to do more, but I've put it on hold for now, but I will continue to review the rest of the Hellraiser films later on down the road when I get a chance to revisit them. I might not have a chance to revisit them this year, but when I get a chance, I will most certainly revisit those. I've watched most of them except maybe for a couple. But anyway, what did you think of Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, consider clicking the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Share my vids with your friends if you wish. And then they can be a part of my Big D Nation if they want to. And join me next time when I bring to you my ranking of the Scooby-Doo TV series. Yes, franchise that is. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other three horror threequels. And these are actually re-reviewed ones that I've done. In the upper left-hand corner is my re-review of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch from 1982. The upper right-hand corner is my re-review of Friday the 13th Part 3 from the same year. Or if you would like, check out my spoiler-free review of the 2022 remake of Hellraiser, which is on Hulu. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.